Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the third part of our police station customization into a LEGO Adventurers Club for Johnny Thunder and his friends from the 1990s theme LEGO Adventurers. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, I highly recommend sticking around on the channel and going and finding those, as well as sticking around for next week's part 4. As for today, we're going to be taking a look at the third floor of the building here in studio and the customization of this area in particular into the offices where Johnny Thunder and Pals works. But before we get there, we should really take a look at where our staircase from last time leads. Now, as you know, the staircase came up from this building and it came up into here. So let me go take away the wall and we'll see how that looks. So it's hard to see, but you can just about see these stairs coming up here and they go straight out into the office, and we'll take a look out there in a minute. But quickly, as you come up the stairs, there are a couple more display items to take a look at. So over here, this is the small flag from Dragon's Fortress Orient Expedition, and behind it, it's hiding a reference to Monster Fighters with one of the moon crystals. More particularly, I believe that's the Swamp Moon Crystal. Up on the top shelf, Johnny Thunder's obviously had a run-in with Baron Von Varen and has stolen his epaulets and is proudly displaying them on the wall. Now over on this side, we have the firework from the Dragon Fortress set, as well as the 3 gems in a glass case. Now those are the 3 guarded by Junchi, the Yeti, and Tigura in the Orient Expedition sets, and I've always held a particular interest in my eyes, so they're just mounted on some gold display studs in that security case as you come up these stairs into the offices of Johnny Thunder. But now this wouldn't be the most exciting part of this build, so let's go and take a look inside the big building. Here we are. We're taking a closer look inside the offices, and as you can see, and as you'd probably expect from the adventurers, it's a bit of a mess. They are working in here. We have 3 desks for the 3 adventurers members. We have Gales over here with all of her camera equipment. We have Dr. Killjoy, or Kilroy. Over here we have Dr. Kilroy, or more otherly known as Charles Lightning, and then we have Johnny Thunder as well as some other bits to take a look at. So starting over in the far corner with Gales, we have a typewriter on the same desk from the police station with a fez used as a lamp. We have a swivel chair for her as well as a camera charging station. Up on the board is a kind of pin board for her to do some putting together of some work. There may be an extra newspaper print on here in the final version, but we also have these 3 tiles representing the Johnny Thunder photo tiles from the Adventurers line of sets. I decided to keep the Venetian blinds on this wall, but as we move over to Charles Lightning's desk, you can start to see a couple of things which you won't recognise. Over here on the table, we also have a little sculpture of the Yeti, the guardian of one of the crystals which we took a look at earlier from Orient Expedition. Now this is a very blocky and non-existent version, but I thought it'd be nice to have some sort of carving doll of the 3 guardians, so you'll see Tigura's and Junli's later in the set. He's also got some minerals over here with a gold nugget and the space crystal piece from 2019, as well as some sort of machine which ties into the air conditioning unit still on the front. Not sure what that does, but there'd be a sticker here. Then over next we have this small microscope or magnifying glass stand which he can adjust, and you can see this little amber relic, and this is a reference to one of my oldest sets, which would be the Temple of Doom Indiana Jones set, which is the amber crystals that were in the eyes. Not sure what they represented, but I was obsessed with those when I was younger, so I included one here. On the wall would be the 4 Egyptian map prints spread across the Adventurers 1999 Egypt sets, and on the table you can see 2 skeleton skulls, and one of those is wearing a hat. Now these guys are the 2 skeletons from the original Clutch Powers movie, which I thought was a funny little reference to put in here. And in the picture which they're most commonly known for, you can see they are holding some popcorn in a pot. So underneath the table we have a little pot for them to use that was probably dug up with their remains. One last thing to point out about under the table is we have the Ring of Power from Lord of the Rings under there. It's just a kind of funny little thing. And you can see the Jun Li statue and the Tigura statue over on this side, and that Tigura statue is built into the wall. Over above the door, you can see the stairs going down there, and as we turn around on our journey around the walls, you can see this interesting build for a filing cabinet where the bottom drawer is just slightly open, using bucket handles for the actual drawers, and there's some closed files on the top. This empty space over here would be where Achu's cape from the Adventurous Jungle line would be, just kind of strewn on the floor in this chaotic mess. But as we move into Johnny Thunder's desk, there's a couple of bits to point out. And before I do that, just thought I should mention this giant branch overhead. This is just something he installed for his pet chameleon from the Series 19 CMS series, which I am now viewing as a canon pet. Of course I am. But that's just a little environment that I think adds some kind of craziness to the area, but also just kind of makes it feel a bit like an enclosure, but also just something nice for his pet on the ceiling, adds a bit of interest. You can see the telephone, which would be the ring dial telephone from the initial police station set. But one interesting detail I've added is you'll notice this bar coming out the back, and that is actually a phone tapping line, which I haven't quite expanded yet. That will be next week, but that links into the story. So watch out, Johnny Thunder, your phone is being tapped. And just by this swivel chair in the corner, we have a couple more details to pick up. We have this golden dragon statue, not sure why. We have this 1x4 print, which would be the Treasure Will Kill You print from 1999 Adventurers. Coffee in a cup, probably from Cafe Corner or the barista in Assembly Square. And in this box, you have part of a Mayan statue that is ready to be catalogued for the Reform Club Museum. And I thought that was a nice, cool one, the medium statue, one that we haven't seen redone. I was tempted to change out the colour scheme, but I didn't. On the wall behind the desk, we have Indiana Jones's whip, a scimitar from Pharaoh's Quest, and another scimitar from the Majorala in Scorpion Palace. Over on this display scene, we have a reference to Atlantis with the Guardian of the Gate helmet, which has for some reason got a collision error, but trust me, it isn't collision error. And then on the bottom, you have this white tile, which represents the Cubid from the series of Mixels. So that's a reference to Mixels, which they've dug up over there. But that's everything in the interior of the offices, and I'm not covering this roof today, as both this roof, the other roof, and the characters and storyline will be covered next week. And don't write the roots off and consider not watching, because there's going to be some really interesting things. They're going to be a processing lab for all of the artifacts which they bring back on their journeys. So I think that's really exciting, so I'm going to stick around for that, and I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. So let me know what you thought, or any improvements you could see me making, or any of the nice references which you enjoyed in this room. And besides that, consider subscribing and pop back next week. Bye bye.